Inu, when did you start playing Deepwoken? Like, was it at the beginning of verse one or was it midway through?
I started playing at the release of Deepwoken, and wait, hold up, give me 1 second.
Yeah, take your
Somebody's
time.
calling my
Yeah,
phone. I'm
take your
so
time.
sorry. Wait, let me
Y-
just answer this.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, I was playing Deepwoken since the game released, and it changed a lot. Like verse two going into like
Verse.
verse one and verse two, it's just way different, honestly.
I remember you mentioning how enchants were really rare during verse one. Like, it was a big game changer. How rare are we talking? Are we talking like super, like 0%, like dormant splinter rare, or are we talking like moon's eye rare?
Like, okay, enchants, it was pretty rare, but it was like different tiers to it. So you could get a weapon enchant, but in terms of it being on a good weapon like a shattered katana, which was really good back then, it would be, I would say, more rare than a dormant splinter. And because of that, people were really black marketing a lot verse one, which you I don't really think people do it now. I'm not really like I'm not sure, but I know a lot of people.
Okay.
I used to like show videos of me getting enchants, and there would be people DMing me being like, "Yo, can I buy this?" And I didn't ever BM or anything, but yeah, that's how rare it was that people were actually willing to black market for enchants back then.
I think
So
I think the difference now than back then is things are more readily available, if that makes sense. Like, especially with like Claris being added and stuff like that. Just enchants being added to the loot pool more. I think Deepwoken has more evolved into like it's more like newbie friendly. I know a lot of people want it to be hard again. Are you on the same page when it comes to like you want it to be harder again?
honestly, I enjoy it being easier to get everything because, okay, when I started playing verse one, I didn't even have enchants and I wasn't working or anything at the time of verse one, and it was still pretty hard for me to get stuff. So, someone actually not putting in those like many hours in Deep Oaken, I don't think a lot of people would have got enchants or like builds that like okay, verse two right now you can make literally like any build
Anything,
you
yeah,
want.
you make sense, yeah.
Yeah. Verse one, when I wasn't even getting like I wasn't even like when I didn't start YouTube, I used to watch Volakis videos and he would get enchants
It's like
and
that.
yeah, like you couldn't recreate his build if you didn't have the enchant. It was really rare. So now if you see a YouTuber posting a build, 9 times out of 10 you can completely just,
Replicate it.
copy the build.
Okay.
Yeah, because everything's easier to get.
Did any enchants change over time? Like the I know vampirism had that they made that rework that people don't really like that much. But did anything like really like change when it comes to enchants, or did they all like systematically stay the same?
Yeah, a lot of enchants changed. It was
I heard
bro,
obfuscation was
it's
broken at one
so
point.
much. Obfuscation, it was very good. It used to increase your attack speed. Also, it was like sometimes it was like your whole I feel like they increased the like they made it easier to see it visually because I
Visually.
remember seeing it, yeah, seeing it visually one time like early verse 1. It was kind of like you couldn't really see the animations or like the swing fine because a lot of people actually put it on Serpent's Edge, and Serpent's Edge back then it didn't really have a swing trial.
I remember
But yeah,
I think Serpent's Edge was basically the Vigil Longsword before Vigil Longsword became a thing. Cause
yeah,
I know like recently, not this meta, but like a meta back when Medium Attunement was more hype. I know they were doing Vigil Longsword with the Obfuscation enchant because the distance was like longer, if that makes sense.
yeah,
That was before we added
100%.
motives. Yeah, okay, yeah, I remember that. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Um,
but
yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Yeah, but stuff was so rare. I remember I had a shattered katana enchant. I would just go in PvP with it. It was a blazing shattered. And everyone would say I black marketed for it. That's like they just didn't believe that I just happened to get it. But I did get it from a friend that was a middleman at the time.
Um,
But yeah, it
okay.
was just a lot of way more rare.
Wait, were they droppable or wait?
Yeah, you could drop it. It would soulbound if you equip it, but you could
Oh, so
drop and
it's
trade.
like
Yeah,
what it is now. Okay.
yeah, verse one trading was actually very like it was very fun for me because it's like stuff had more like way more value.
Value. RIP to
So
Bloodforged
you could like
crowd.
yeah, yeah, you could like build your way up to getting something like a shattered katana
Katana.
enchant.
Um.
Yeah.
So So basically, with Shattered was good during that time because I know it went through block.
Yeah,
I remember using it.
Shattered. What's the other one? Forgotten.
Forgotten
That was
Gladius.
yeah, that was really good. Verse one,
Yeah, we haven't seen Forgotten Gladius in
really
forever
good.
now. Um,
Yeah, I don't see anyone using it. And then also just Krulian knife back then was like the number one dagger back then.
Wait, it was really that good? Better than
Yeah,
Champ?
Krulian 100%. People were not running like everyone was going Krulian knife. It was a whole guild called Nightfall, just going Krulian knife. It was just really good back then.
Speaking of guilds, are verse one guilds and verse two guilds a different beast? Like, are they more savages in verse two when it comes to like guild stuff than verse one?
Like, uh, verse one. Okay, I'm gonna say this: verse one guilds, early Deepwoken, it was a lot of friend guilds, and it wasn't this whole skill thing. Over time, going into verse two, that's when people really started valuing skill, and they started doing,
Comp.
yeah, requirements like, oh, you have to be over this amount of elo, this and that. But yeah, the only I feel like verse one guilds was just more of a friend group, and now verse two guilds, it's more flooding, and they're like just trying to
Just
just make
competitive.
their guild more
No.
like strong or just build it up, you know?
Do you liked verse one guilds more than verse two basically? It felt more of just like more of a community than it just being like competition all the time.
Uh, honestly, I'm not in like I didn't really try to join any verse 2 guilds, so I don't know. But when I was in just verse 1 guilds, it was pretty enjoyable for the most part.
Okay, okay.
Like it was just friends. It wasn't this tryout thing or people really like dissing each other. Like I feel like over time, especially when they added chime ranks, that's when people started making the game more like competitive and started being more egotistical people.
I can see that now. I can see that now. I
Yeah.
I think from my perspective, coming in from a different crowd, like I mainly played like fighting games, like Street Fighter stuff like that, and the community is really more different. When it comes to you learning a game, they're more hands-on. But when it comes to Deepwoken, I feel as if players are more uh like elitist in a sense sometimes. Like if you're not as good at as good as them, they don't really want to help you get better more so. They just tell you to get good. And I
Oh
per
yeah,
I per
100%.
I personally I don't like that ecosystem. Like I like Deepwoken as a game, and I like it as a concept of like an RPG, kind of like how Elden Ring was and stuff like that. But I feel as if people take it a little too seriously sometimes. If if
Yeah.
if you get where I'm coming from, um, I think another thing too. I heard with verse one felt more like you were playing a Roblox game, and people say verse two feels like you're playing like CS:GO or League of Legends or like a more comp. Like you have to be good at what you're doing. I I don't really like that. How do you feel about like top player mentality? Like, do you feel as if it hurts Deep more, or does it give Deep more of a challenge?
I feel like it can be good just to have a competitive
Like healthy
like
rivalry. Okay.
yeah, I feel like it shouldn't be like forced. I feel like
It should be
the
natural.
yeah, I feel like the competitive community has pushed it to just
At extreme?
like the whole community, like it influenced the whole community. So it's like, how can I explain this? It's like if you're just not good at PvP and Deepwoken,
You're not gonna make many
like
friends. I
yeah,
feel.
some people will treat you differently because of it, and not only that, it's like I feel like the competitive community just made Deepwoken more toxic.
More toxic. I get. It feels the same. It feels the same like when I used to play League. Like I wasn't. I was like maybe like gold 5 or
Yeah,
something like that. But people would
yeah,
in Diamond
but
would treat me a certain way just because I'm not in Diamond.
yeah, but like League, there's a casual game mode, and Deepwoken,
There
if
is
you go
none.
any,
Yeah.
yeah, if you go anywhere, it's like everyone is trying to act like they're trying to be competitive and trash talk
Yeah,
people.
well,
It's just really toxic. Like I rarely see people like verse one. It was just chill. It was a lot more people saying like, "Oh, good game," this and that, and you can even see that. on like my old progression videos.
I
Now
did
I
watch a few.
do it now, and like literally my last video, I got knocked in like 2v1. I didn't have any armor. They start spamming easy. Like
Easy.
all I said, I killed the guy one time. I said good game, and then he killed me with his friend, and then he's spamming easy. Like I don't know, it's just way more toxic. But
Um. o-
yeah,
Okay. What about legendaries and stuff like that? Do you miss the legendary every week update? I personally do, because it gave me something to do and it gave me an option to make a new build on a new weapon. Do you miss that, or
yeah.
do you like where we currently are now, where they're doing more system changes? I like that too, but I wish we get a mix of both. Like if we got like like maybe some customization stuff and maybe like a weapon or something, or maybe a new crit. I did give the idea. The idea came from me. The new crits.
Yeah, honestly, I enjoy the new weapons and the new legendary weapons. The only like okay, if I'm being honest, I really haven't had a huge problem with any weapons except one on release, which was the maw blades. I don't know how that got into the game, but maw blades used to do like 4 bars of damage if you hit someone with the crit. But other than that, um, I don't see any other weapons that really made the game unplayable. So I'm fine as long as the balancing isn't, like as long as the weapon isn't super
Super
overpowered.
powered.
Or,
Okay.
yeah, towards the point where it's making people not want to play the game unless they have the weapon.
What about what weapon types do you think we should get? I think we're missing a lot of light stuff. I feel like heavy gets too much love when it comes to weapons. We
Yeah,
get a lot of heavy weapons, like a lot. Like we got the bolt crusher, we got blood fowler. Even though blood needed a weapon, they should have just made the dual sights have a blood scaling. Um, what else? Ice, I guess. Ice what? Ice has what? Kier's Winter, and then one other. Flame. Flame has Rosen's, Plesky's Inferno, and Pyre Keeper. I feel like a lot of we're missing like a lot of like maybe attunement based weapons or just light weapons in general. What we have what? Wraith Claws for light Gale. Like
everything.
you know what I mean? Like they could make like an Iron Sting fist weapon that does like maybe like a grab and then like like a booster blast or something on the side of it, something like cool like that. I feel I don't know. What weapon class do you think needs more legendaries, like or more weapons for that class?
I would agree with light weapon just because I don't really see light weapon being used in ganks. I know it's really popular in Chime, but in ganks you really don't see those many people using light
I see a
weapon
lot of
because
heavy.
yeah, heavy is just really good for burst damage, and I feel like because of the Deepwoken optimization, a lot of people don't want to play light weapon because you kind of want to have good ping to close the gap.
uh,
So
and what they did to Jet
yeah,
Striker doesn't make it any better.
carry. Yeah,
How do you feel about the jet changes?
honestly, with Jet Striker, I don't mind the changes because I see a lot more people in different oaths. Uh, I'm not sure how good the oath is now because I haven't been on the oath.
Both.
But as long as people are on different builds, it's good for the game.
Diversity in general is good for the game. Yeah, you're right. What
Yeah.
else is there? Do you miss Realm? That's been a big question. I know you said it before that you do miss it, but do you truly miss Realm?
Oh, Vision Shaper Realm. Yeah, I feel like it was one of the best monsters for ganking just because you could actually isolate someone. So the main problem that I have and why I really stopped solo ganking is because they removed Vision Shaper Realm. Because what you could do with Vision Shaper Realm is actually start a gank, and if you like, okay, this is what I would do. If I saw someone starting to come, I would just trap me and the person I was fighting into the realm, and that just gives me more time to 1v1 whoever I got trapped in there with me. But after they removed it, it's like, okay, now I have to just deal with multiple people. So yeah,
It
Realm was pretty good for it was pretty good for boss rating, especially in depths,
I,
just by singling out people. Not boss rating, but you know what I mean, like
it
having
did.
one isolation.
I remember when we
Isolating.
when we when we had Anguish and you were still on Vision Shaper during that time, and it made us dealing with other depths gankers in the depths way easier because if they were over void, you could just pop Realm and we would be straight. It wouldn't be an issue. I think if Realm was still a thing now, I don't think bird builds would be a thing because
Yeah, I
you could
agree.
just lock them down. Like it would be a surefire lockdown. It wouldn't be as bad as before. Like you could get out of Realm. Like you could try to get out of Realm. It would take a little bit, but it gave the option. It gave an option to actually like have 1v1 to actually have like fights where it's not running all the time. Like it's actually like you had to fight back. Like you
Yeah.
I feel like that option was taken away. I also I don't like the fact that we don't have track stars anymore. What they did, the mobility mantras, like track stars, supports were a big thing when it came into ganks. But now they kind of just said no more track starring. We only have supports. I get the option being taken away, but I also don't like that option being taken away. Do you miss track stars at all when it came to like ganking, or do you feel as if it was like a necessary evil, like we had to pick one or the other?
Honestly, I know they have been nerfing mobility, but I feel like people are still track starting, especially bird builds. I think like the main problem I have with bird builds is with a normal track star build, you can still follow them, but if there's a bird build literally flying across the void, there's only certain builds that can do that. So if you're on something like a Silent Heart or something, you just can't go the
Okay.
same places where a bird could go. But
Speaking of
honest,
Silent Heart, go ahead,
yeah.
finish your thought.
Yeah, honestly, I would rather have people on support than track stars, because like with support you can still attack them. It's like, I don't know, I just don't enjoy, like me personally, I just don't enjoy chasing someone down, and I feel like it's kind of boring for both people.
I think especially with the removal of Realm and just
Yeah.
and the changes that they did to gravity field and stuff like that. Like I feel like they should buff gravity field and make it actually a gravity field that you can't get out of. Like I feel like it should have.
Oh yeah, bro, that was okay. Gravity Field was really good back then because people didn't know how to escape it. And then once people learned like, oh, you can just running attack out of Gravity Field, that's when everyone stopped using it and it just became like a mid bell. No one
There's
really runs it.
there's a bunch of bells that there's a bunch of bells that I feel should have like extra like variants to it. Like what they did with Skeleton Key, how Skeleton Key has like that spike variant and stuff like that. I there are some variants to bells that are good, but I feel as if every bell should have like an kind of like a PvE variant and like a PvP variant, if that makes sense. You know where I'm coming from? Like how
Yeah.
we have what's it called? Not run it back, but what's it called? Payback. We have payback has a blast variant, and then it has the one that's like an instant damage variant. Um,
Yeah.
what else? What else is on the docket? Um, I have a couple more questions. Do you think that when we had do you like bird meta, or did you like water meta when we were fishes for a while?
Bro, I've heard that there's still people on fish builds. I don't overworld gank, but I thought that was still a thing. I'm
It
not sure, but
it it,
if I
it
had to choose
it's not
between
as big.
fighting them,
It's not as big. I'd rather fight a fish build all day. I'm
uh,
not gonna lie.
yeah, yeah, I would rather fight a fish, honestly,
Cause,
because you can
you
actually
could actually
chase
catch
them.
them. Like you could put
Yeah,
boats down. Like you could do that. When it comes to like jumping over the void, you either have to choose trying to catch them with enforcer pull or some type of pull move, or you have to chase them. And then when you try to
yeah,
chase them, it's just like it's either you void or you get hit and then you die. Like I depths meta and overworld meta are like two giant different things, but I feel overworld meta is more healthy than depths meta just because of birds. Like
yeah, 100%. The only reason birds is as good in depths is because the gravity is different and they can have longer air time. It's
I
the only reason why it's like such a change.
I did see them trying to fix that, but the changes, Deepwoken's players are like roaches, bro. They will always come back and figure something out when it comes to a build.
Yeah, they know. Yeah, and the thing is, getting stuff like that changed, it's kind of
Difficult?
like you need a voice. It's like, okay, what I see most stuff getting balanced is usually by the Chime Discord and like the balanced Discord. So they're looking at Chime, and there's not really those many Chime players that gank, so they don't see the main problems with ganking right now. the main thing that I want to get changed is it's this guy that I've been fighting, and he has teleportation bell. So what he does is he puts his teleportation at Diluvian, and then I'm not sure if he gets on another account or if he has a friend like call the Diluvian for him, but he actually can basically log in combat just by using Diluvian.
So like what happened
So
with Yuncho when people were Yuncholing out.
yeah, yeah, it's literally this like the same thing
I'm gonna, I'm gonna,
almost.
I'm gonna try to bring that up at some point if I talk to anybody.
Yeah, the thing it's such a minor thing and not a lot of people know about it, but that one guild they're all doing the same thing, but
Thing.
eventually it's just gonna be spread and then more people are gonna use it
It's
and it's just
it's legitimately the same thing like what they did with Young Show, but they did
yeah,
update Young Show, so there's a cooldown, there's a not cooldown, but there's a wind up, which is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Like I remember us ganking and yeah, it was during Anguish times. We were ganking in depths, and every time they would either TP to Yunchul and bounce out, or they'll run all the way to Yunchul and get out of there, bruh. And it was so annoying trying to confirm kills.
yeah.
Okay. Last thing, so we can wrap everything up. Um, when it comes to Deepwoken content, the content scene, or just in general when it comes to talking to other YouTubers, do you feel as if people take your subscriber count into account, or do they take who you are personally into account? So say for instance like your personality. Do they look at your sub count first, how they interact with you, or how you or you yourself first?
Uh Bro, if I'm being so honest, I don't really talk to a lot of like are you talking about like the main Deepwoken content creators or like just them in general
Just
or
the community in general. Do you feel as if they act parasocial with you, or do you
okay,
feel? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I feel like everyone's just different, but I don't take it a bad way. It's just, but if I'm being honest, it's just a mix of different people.
Different
Like
people.
I can't like
You
put
can't
them all in
pinpoint.
one
You
general
can't pinpoint everybody into
category.
one bucket.
Yeah, everyone's just different,
Okay, so
honestly.
basically, you traveling through the content scene. It feels as if everybody is just different people. No one person treats you the same as if as another person
Yeah,
would.
like like some people will make it a big deal. Some other people are just chill and they don't like mention it. They just we're just here to we just have fun or like play together or something. But I know that there are some CCs that will take that stuff into account. Like I know that there's some YouTubers that will like some aren't even willing to collab with smaller content creators. I try to just like I
You
don't know.
try to
I
do
try to
your best when it comes to like talking to other like
yeah.
smaller. You try to you try to give them a push as much as you can, but not step out of your boundary, basically.
Yeah, the thing with Gank Hub is I just wanted to make that a community where people could, just showcase their videos. Like I have this reaction role so everyone can react to my server if they want to see content and get pinged for content from other content creators. But I used to do collaborations with close friends. They weren't even big YouTubers, but unfortunately, they got involved with some stuff in the past. Just a few of them, not all of them, but a few of them did get involved with some stuff. And that's why the main reason why I don't do like duo collaborations or
Collaborations.
really promote someone because I don't want people thinking that like people will assume that they're my close friend and that I know like everything about them,
They
but I
do.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know everything and I don't know what someone could be hiding or what someone could be doing, you know?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it's kind of like a guilty by association thing. And if you can avoid
yeah,
that,
people
that's the best thing.
yeah, like there's one YouTuber that I just did a simple gank video with, but he got caught up with some stuff and I didn't know anything about it, but because I ganked with him, some people would try to make it seem like I was directly connected when I wasn't.
Wasn't.
So,
Okay. All right, we're coming up on the 25-minute mark. I appreciate you so much for taking the time to at least talk with me, go over just verse 1 in general, just everything in general. I appreciate you taking the time because I know you got a life, things to do, just in general. We're gonna cut
yeah,
it out here. Um, thanks, Inu.
yeah, no problem. Thanks for
Thanks
having
everybody
me.
for watching. Thanks for everybody that supports me. I stream practically every day when I get a chance. But all right, I'll catch you guys next time.